What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Taurean Rain Reloaded channel. If you are new, please be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also be sure to click that bell and have your notifications set to all so you can be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live. Also, be sure to like, comment, and share this content on your various social media platforms. So today we will be talking about Jack Harlow. Now, the last time I talked about him, it was in one of my live streams when he was literally carried over the dirt paved threshold at the Kentucky Derby so he didn't get his shoes wet by them goddamn Sambos. Listen, that the details and just the visuals of that just pissed me off. But now I'm back talking about him again today because I came across this article on my timeline that was posted via Madame Noir, so you already know where this is probably headed, where the Zaddy worship is real over there. But we already knew that. Those who are familiar with that website already know what type of time they're on. But they literally wrote up this article, and this is the title of it. Jack Harlow has loved black women his whole life. I'm going to pretty much read the article, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now why I believe why he said this, if he even said it. According to what I've read, his album sales are pretty much in the dumpster fire. They're trying to push another PC hip hop artist onto us the same way that they were successful with when it came to Eminem. Whether you like Eminem or not, he had traction. He was one of the few PC hip hop artists that actually broke through the mainstream, and that's mainly because he had a machine behind him that helped push him through. Excuse me. But nowadays you have to a lot of them really push themselves out there with the advent of social media and stuff like that. Remember, I did the video about that so-called hip hop artist, that PC rapper out of Jersey, he calls his name AK, who claimed Kendrick Lamar stole his video idea and they were on the same label. So he's not getting a push like that. I think he's on the independent side, but Jack Harlow is like the new great white hope, since Eminem is pretty much not out there anymore. His best days are behind him. I mean, all he can really do now is perform his greatest hits. At this point, he might as well just get a residency. But now they're pushing Jack Harlow out there, but people aren't receiving his music. And by people, I'm talking about black men. Black men really aren't receiving his music like that. Black men really aren't gravitating towards his music. So what do they have to do? Push him on to the next best thing, which is black women, and by putting out statements like this that he probably didn't even make. So in order to gain streams or people to buy his music, they put stuff out there like this that might not even necessarily be true. But because he's PC and he has the look, I remember I was a part of a Twitter space. We were talking about interracial marriage and dating, and I was talking about how one thing I can't stand when it comes to PC is how they try to adopt or latch onto the black aesthetic, the way we talk, the way we dress, the way we move, the way we walk, and just our whole being. And how you have a lot of black people who will gravitate towards that. They'll have all the stuff that they want to say about black people, but they'll get with a quote unquote off black person, and basically a black person in whiteface, or a white person in blackface, however you want to put it. That's what Jack Harlow is. So I'm going to go ahead and read this article and see what they're talking about. There's actually more that I'm going to talk about as well outside of the article that I learned as well. Jack Harlow just found out that Brandy was Ray J's sister, and I remember that. I almost spoke about that, but because that should have been common knowledge. I remember it was an interview that he did, and they had mentioned about Ray J being Brandy's sister. Of course, he knew who they were, but he didn't know they were siblings. And people was like, huh? How did you not know that? Like, that's been public knowledge since the 90s, since Brandy first came on the scene. And because it was always that whole thing of, Brandy's little brother. They always push that trope out there like that until he kind of branched off and did his own thing. But he got some backlash behind that, and I think that this is what they're trying to do to try to clean up his image as far as that interview goes. Like, how could you be that out of touch? But it is what it is. So the article goes on to continue to say, but it doesn't mean there's a disconnect between him and black women. He recently praised black women and promised to always acknowledge and protect them. We only 2 or 3 sentences is, and I'm the mammyism is just just oozing off of this. In a recent interview with Teen Vogue, the 24-year-old opened up about his love for black women. Black women are such a massive part of my career, the First Class rapper said. Jack Harlow said he loved black women before his rise to stardom. Keep this in mind as I'm reading this, because I have something to play for y'all that's literally going to contradict everything that he's saying. But these mammies out here won't care. I was telling the New York Times how it's not a massive phenomenon to me because it's just a continuation of how my life was before I was famous, he continued. They'll never have to worry about not being credited by me. I mean, I look out at my shows and I see them. It's one thing when you see the memes and you hear people talking about it, but it's another when you travel the country and you see them all over the place. I love black women. I love black women all of my life. Harlow loves black women out loud. He was present during protests after Breonna Taylor was killed in 2020. He intervened when a black woman was being harassed by police at one of his concerts and also contacted her afterwards. In his music videos, they are often his co-stars. The Louisville native told the New York Times that he has loved black women since I was young, and they've always been in his life. I've had relationships with black women, he said, so it would feel strange to me if it wasn't the case. A little bit. Nobody in my inner circle is like, damn, black girls like you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because my whole inner circle loves black women and are constantly around black women. Now, like the fluff in this whole thing that I just read, it screams like he's just reaching hard as hell when it comes to this. It's just a hardcore reach to me. It doesn't feel genuine. And look at where it's posted at. Like, they're probably just falling all over this. They are swooning right now. They are in mammy heaven when it comes to this whole situation. But I'm going to pause this right quick so I can get the audio. And I want you to listen to something right quick. So I found the audio. I want y'all to listen to this interview that he did. It's a 30-second clip where he's on the radio. I'm not sure who's interviewing him, where he is asked to name his top 3 celebrity crushes. And I want you to listen to the 3 that he mentions.
What are 3 females that Jack Harlow finds attractive in the industry? I like Alexa Demi. She's in Euphoria. She plays Maddie. With the dark hair, you know, she's just like a little bit of a lisp on the show. Like, she's just like talking to guys. She's just hot. I just like I like her attitude. Okay, there's one. There's a woman named Constance Marie. George Lopez's wife. Okay. In the show. Okay. Come on, one more. Yeah, I like Salma Hayek. Yeah, shout out Salma Hayek. Okay. What are 3?
Okay, so you just heard the 3 women that he mentioned. Plot twist. All 3 of the women that he mentioned that he said are his top 3 celebrity crushes are, you guessed it, non-black women. He said Alexa Demi, if for those of you who may or may not watch Euphoria, she plays, like he said on the show, she plays Maddie on the show. To describe her aesthetic, I'm not exact that name. I think she might be Italian. I'm not sure, or maybe somewhere from the, like maybe Puerto Rican, maybe Dominican. I'm not exactly sure what her background is, but bear with me here. She's a PC. I guess she would be identified as a PC woman, long, dark hair. Salma Hayek, we already know who Salma Hayek is. Y'all have seen her. Y'all know exactly who she is, Latina. Then he said Constance Marie. If y'all watch the show with George Lopez, she was the one that played his wife. So she would be falling to the Mexican and Latina category. Either way, these women are non-black. But Madame Noir would have you to believe that Jack Harlow just loves him some black women. He just loves them. He just wants to be with them. He wants to be all over them. They want to be with him and all types of stuff. But he did not mention one black woman, not one black female celebrity in his top 3 female celebrity crushes. Not one. But they don't care, right? Of course they don't. Let me show you something else that I thought was very interesting as well. Look at the comments right here. Look at them all. Now, this is, I believe, in response to that article. It's probably posted somewhere. It looked like it was on Instagram. Look at all these comments. All of these black women right here. And I'm going to stick beside him. That's right, Jack. He's so fine. That's a king right there. Interesting. And this person says that part. And this is why we rocking with Jack. Let me see if they have something else. Look, there's more. He know what to say. Got all these clap hands right here. It says, we respect that, sounds good. At least he know. And I'm gonna stick beside him. That's right, Jack. So they're eating it up. They are enjoying every bit of this. See how it doesn't take much? Now watch his streams and his music go up. Just for him saying that, just for saying those words. But keep in mind who his top 3 female celebrity crushes are. Not one black female celebrity. But hey, it's not my issue. I don't have to listen to his music. They wasn't talking to me. But the point is, look at how easy it was for them to latch on to him just for him saying that. Those were the magic words. And all of them allowed themselves to be used. Now, let me just say this disclaimer. We know this doesn't apply to all black women. We know that some black women out there got some sense and know and can smell a finesse a mile away. He's only doing this for sales. And once he gets them sales, he's going to go off and do whatever with whoever. Now, the kicker to this whole thing would be is if Jack Harlow ends up with a woman like the top 3 celebrity crushes that he has. Then what are they going to say then? That's going to be one of the most hilarious things to ever see go down. And that's my take on it.